Welcome to Retropolis. You are watching Retro Review. With that being said, last time I did the NES Advantage arcade stick, and this time I'm going to be doing the Nintendo Mini version. As you're aware, the Nintendo Mini is the new Nintendo system, and it features controllers that plug directly into the console that can also plug into Wii remotes. That is why the plug does not fit in your retro consoles. Again, this is designed to play into the Retro Mini, and it is made by a company that says EMIO on the front here, and on the back it says The Edge Joystick by Interworks. So with that being said, this is not an official Nintendo product, whereas the original NES Advantage is an original Nintendo product. Now, the Nintendo Mini, their official product for it, looks like the original controller with a unreasonably short cord. And Nintendo, you can take a lesson from this guy. They put a huge 7-foot cord on this thing. I can play this from across the room. What people don't realize is when a TV says it's 55 inches, it's not that the TV is 55 inches big, it's that you're supposed to sit at least 55 inches away from the TV. So that's almost 6 feet away, and this is a 7-foot cable. That being said, most video game consoles are within a few feet of the TV, and your couch is usually quite a few feet away from that. So that being said, as you can see, this is the same number of buttons, however it only has one plug. So this, instead of having a player switch at the top, we actually have the select button, then the start button, then a slow motion button, which again is just pressing start numerous times, and then a B and A together button. This is really handy for those games that you have to press B and A at the same time, so that's kind of handy. As you can see, the joystick up here has an oblong kind of shape. However, it does come with a ball that you can swap out just by screwing it off here. Now, that being said, I don't have the ball with me to demonstrate. However, the one thing that I really do not like about this controller is that when playing it, as you can see, I've already screwed this on all the way, but the centerpiece still spins, and when you're playing it, sometimes it spins when you're trying to control, and I've actually died jumping off cliffs. Now, just like the NES Advantage, it has the dials for how fast your turbo goes and the turbo selectors. So with that being said, and it's also got the same kind of push buttons, there are a few differences. This is a little bit taller than the NES Advantage. The size is a little bit smaller on the sides. It's got a big red ring around the buttons. Again, the button layout here is a little bit different, as I already explained. And it's got this weird little piece of plastic that all it really does is cover up some screws, so I don't quite see that. And it's made out of solid plastic. Now, for a third-party company, they usually use cheaper feeling plastics. This actually feels pretty nice. It's got rubber feet, which is better than the NES Advantage, to be honest. On a scale of 1 to 10, now because this doesn't play on the same system, I'm still going to compare it because it plays on the modern day version of the original system, and this is the modern day version of that controller. I highly recommend this. It's really good for a few of the games. Now, any game that you play on the NES Mini, this works more for the arcade style games, but I don't really like it for Mega Man because with how slippery this is, and it turns on you, I've jumped off cliffs so many times. This works for a lot of the games, and if you like shoot 'em ups, this is really good because you don't really have to go up and down, you're just going side to side, so that won't affect your maneuverability. Now, the original controller, I gave it an 8 out of 10. and this is really, really close to the original, or at least what's copying. So, because of this issue, I'm going to give it, based on the original controller, I'm going to give this a 4.5. Just because it doesn't work on as many games as the original did. Thank you for watching, and there are more videos to come.